realized as our group linked back to Dunny that we should not restore the city as we had planned. The once magnificent buildings lay in ruin, a testament to the hatred that had consumed them. Too many people had fallen victim to that hate, to the prejudice and greed from which it sprang. Gazing out across the cavern, I decided to write another age, one that would help the Dunny survivors begin again, free from the tragedies of their past. So with my wife, Catherine, supporting me, I put aside that past to write a future. More than a year has gone by since I finished writing Relishon. I have a new daughter, who I hope will someday link to that age with me. And as I imagine Yisha meeting the Dunny, those brave men and women who are building a new life for themselves, I realize I've been given another chance as well. A chance to learn from my mistakes and leave the past behind me once and for all.
Breathtaking, isn't it?
Why, yes, it is. Welcome, everybody, to Saving Often. David is here with me.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. We enjoy adventure games.
We're going to enjoy adventure games again with this, the third game in the Myst series, Exile.
It's going to be a good time. We don't have Spock, we don't have Bones. We've got just us, a beautiful vista, and Atrus exists somewhere, and I like Atrus.
Yeah, Atrus exists somewhere. Now, David, you're familiar with Myst and Riven, correct?
Yeah, I played through them, and my lore is going to be a little rusty because I played them some time ago. But I know enough of the lore to make a fool of myself.
Yeah, so for those of you who do not, please allow me to catch you up. In Myst, you play, well, in the whole series, you play functionally as yourself. As Zork might say, we are Afghan Cap. We are ageless, faceless, gender-neutral, culturally ambiguous adventure people. We are sucked into the world of Myst after finding a Myst linking book somewhere. It's never really clearly defined, but just imagine, if you will, that you found this book, and you touched the book and found yourself on the island of Myst. It seems that in this world, ages can be written by somebody who knows the language of the Dunny. In this case, it is our main series protagonist, Atrus. Atrus wrote The Age of Myst, as well as several other ages, basically brought these worlds to life with his pen, and he had two sons, Cirrus and Achenar, along with his wife, Catherine. And
notice that the camera lingered on their faces as he talked about his mistakes, his most significant mistakes.
Yeah, so the gist of the first game is that you're going through these ages, trying to collect books. I believe that Cirrus is blue and Achenar is red. You're collecting pages for these books, and you're essentially going through these places and seeing how they survive in those worlds. The sons obviously have gone on some semblance of a power trip throughout them. They have their rooms, their houses, their palaces that are dedicated to themselves, and apparently have done some things to these places, caused enough trouble that Atrus decided, you know what, that's enough of this shit. I'm just going to imprison my sons. We're going to put them away. So he locked them in these books, and they are desperate for you to find the pages that will allow them to be free. Now, of course, whenever you find all of the red pages or all of the blue pages, you let that son free, and he then traps you in the book, and you get the bad ending. But if you are able to instead find Atrus, he does away with them once and for all, destroys their linking books, and now, thanks to you, has access to Myst Island again. So he tells you at the end of the game, hey, thanks for all your help. I might need you again later. And that is where Myst II begins. Riven. Once again, he requires our assistance. This time, his wife Catherine is imprisoned in the Age of Riven by Genn, Atrus' father, who, like Cirrus and Achenar, has been imprisoned here and is now trying to escape. Atrus' solution, in what is becoming a theme in this series, is to trap Genn in yet another prison book and rescue Catherine. We do just that, Atrus and Catherine are reunited, and we're finally on the path back to our own world. That is, until now, 10 years later, in Myst III, Exile.
We call it Tamana. We moved here after Atrus finished writing Relition. He wanted us to have a new home too. I'm so glad to see you. I told Atrus our paths would cross again. He was just going to grab something for your trip to Relition, so he shouldn't be terribly long. Unless he decides to check over the whole house first, which means he could be hours resetting all his padlocks. But I know he was looking forward to introducing you to the Dunny, so he shouldn't be terribly long. Why don't you wait in his study?
I hope this daughter turns out okay. The family seems predisposed towards evil.
Mm-hmm. So the previous two games were multimedia powerhouses for their time, essentially static pre-rendered slideshows that you would click through to get from node to node. But by the time of Myst III, they had a lot more power at their disposal, and as you can see, we now have a full 360-degree reign to look around and click on things to our heart's content. So similar to abduction, I can move the camera around while the hand icon is locked in the center of the screen, and I can right click to release the hand icon and click on whatever my little heart desires.
Just wiggling that
This
baby.
is exactly what Atrus needs right now. I haven't been able to get him out of the house for months, ever since he found his journals out of place. But seeing how well the Dunny have settled in on Relition should help him to finally relax.
Well, there is the Relition linking book.
I assume it's all locked up because we gotta get some exposition from Atrus. At least visit with the guy.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what can I interact with here? Ah, books. So this is a linking book. Doesn't
look
be.
traversable.
No. Taman, thank you for responding so quickly to my request for Nara padlocks. As you know, security in Tomana has become an important issue of late. Perhaps I am overreacting, as Catherine suggests, but the idea that someone may have been sneaking into my study, reading all of my journals, disturbs me. After what happened to my library on Myst, after my own sons, Cirrus and Achenar, destroyed so many of my books, I've come to realize how delicate the link is to my worlds. I've never been able to repair those burned books, to link each age and find out if the inhabitants survived. The padlocks won't change that situation, but they should ease my fear of trespassers considerably. Sincerely, Atrus. Ah, there's the boys.
There's the boys.
Achenar and Cirrus. Or Cirrus and... Or Achenar and Cirrus. I think this is Achenar, and I think this is Cirrus.
Taken during the 5 seconds they were both behaving themselves.
So I'm not sure how much of this we can truthfully fiddle with. There's Catherine.
It might all just be environmental storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you, Atrus? Come out, you big nerd. Nope.
I want to go in that door.
Most of the family have, like, high fantasy names, but Catherine's just Catherine. Mm-hmm. Not even spelled funny.
Well, my friend, I see you found the Relishan book. Catherine tells me you've been here for some time. I'm sorry if I've kept you waiting. Since we'll be gone a few days, I needed to secure some of my things. And I also wanted to bring you this. It's a journal I kept while I was writing Relishan. I thought you might find it interesting to read about what I'd hoped to achieve, compare it to what the age truly is. Well, just let me get my keys to unlock Relishan and we'll be off. Oh, and I'm interested in hearing what you've been up to in recent months.
Uh-oh.
No! No! Relishan!
What if I don't wanna? I guess I gotta.
Sorry, you looked at the book. That means you gotta go teleport to this place. We got some jetties. We got some stone towers, bridges. What more could you ask for, Rick?
Okay.
After that punk.
Well, that guy's up to no good. Let's chase his ass down.
Come on, Rick. Click him unconscious. Ah, you locked the door.
Well, we've been outclassed by Billy Bibbit.
Well, yes. He's in there.
This is our main antagonist of the game, played by Brad Dourif.
Looks like there's an elevator in there.
You are entirely nonplussed by the celebrity appearance. You are just here for the puzzles.
I'm what? He's our obstacle.
All right. I guess before we do anything else, we should get the reading out of the way. Let me take a big old sip of water.
Have a big old slurp.
93-525. I always feared this day would come. For years, Catherine and I have dreamed of restoring Dunny. We have dedicated our lives to the task, taking it upon ourselves to locate the citizens of Dunny and convince them to return to their ruined city and rebuild. Our dream has become the dream of so many now, and the progress we have made toward achieving it is something of which we can all stand proud. But I know now that it has been a mistake. The city of Dunny should not be restored. It should stand forever in ruins as both a symbol of our past mistakes and a memorial to all who lost their lives when Dunny fell. The devastating effects of recent months, the war on Terani, the death of Uda in particular, have driven this truth home to me quite forcefully. If we rebuild the city walls today, are we not giving approval to the very illness that destroyed our civilization in the first place? Are we not setting ourselves up to repeat that pattern again in future generations? I have put much thought into this tonight and have found only one solution. If we, the men and women who survived the downfall of Dunny, are to thrive, then we must break the pattern of hatred which has destroyed so many lives. We must begin our civilization anew. And we can only do that if I write us a new age. I have spoken with Catherine about this and she agrees. I only hope the others will see it as well. 93-526. Will these people never cease to amaze me? I thought they would object to my decision. After all, most of them linked back to Dunny specifically to see the city rebuilt. But when I told them why we should not restore it, their response was immediate and unanimous. Whereas yesterday they thought only of rebuilding, today they concentrate solely on salvage. They intend to take from their ruined city only that which is best and move on. Everywhere I look, the enthusiasm for this new task is obvious. It heartens me, even as I face my own monumental contribution. I have written many ages in my lifetime, from my first timid attempts under the tyrannical tutelage of my father to my most recent accomplishment, Averone. Never before has so much been riding on my skill. The age I am about to write must be all I ever imagined and more. How am I going to achieve it? 9361. Catherine laughed this morning when she saw me drudging out my old notebooks. I must have made quite the picture, sitting near the embers of a fire, surrounded by countless commentaries and journals. Some of them seemed more dust than paper, but the hours I spent sifting through them was worth it. Ideas for what this new age might be are tumbling around in my head. They are almost too many to catch hold of. Obviously, I must choose some starting point as my anchor. Writing ages is a science, a precisely structured equation of words. Every equation needs, as its foundation, an underlying concept around which the age can develop. In the past, I have written my books around whatever idea intrigued me most at the time. I wanted to discover how the age to which the book linked would manifest the results of that idea. Sometimes civilizations had arisen, sometimes they had not. But whether a society had come to exist on the age or not, it was often in response to whatever concept the book I had written embodied. This time, my search for a concept must be weighed very carefully. I already have the civilization I wish to see develop. I know our history as a people and the paths we have followed to arrive there. Today I must write a book which will link to an age that will allow us to continue on our way, growing ever stronger as one people. What underlying concept must this new age reflect that will best allow our civilization to thrive? I fear I must think on this some more. 9365. It has taken me some time, but I may have found my anchor. It came to me as I was considering what I know about the survivors of Dunny. We have seen so much tragedy in our lives, from the destruction of the city to the suffering and loss of loved ones due to plague and deprivation. Yet, even in the midst of these adversities, my kinsmen and I have found the strength to keep going. We have tapped into our individual strengths and transformed ourselves into something much stronger. It is a characteristic I have seen in several of my ages whenever I focused my writing on the inherent energy sources in a world. Long ago, grandmother taught me that no life, no possibility for life in an age, exists without the presence of energy. By tapping into its latent energy sources, an age moves out of stasis. It grows, transforms, and develops. Energy is the underlying fuel that powers all activity. To put it more simply, energy powers future motion. Yet, as grandmother also liked to remind me, energy in an age takes on diverse forms. Each one has strengths and weaknesses of its own. How many forms will this new age contain? Which type will be its dominant theme? Tomorrow, I will link back to Myst, and from there revisit several of my ages. Perhaps in my old worlds, I will discover new ideas. 9366. I had almost forgotten how painful it is to revisit Myst. In the 10 years since my sons, Cirrus and Achenar, left me trapped on Kavir Island and burned so many of my books, Catherine and I have rarely linked back. I told myself we were always too busy, first with writing ages like Averone and then searching the ages of Dunny for survivors. I always said we would spend more time on Myst, eventually. The truth is, I've been avoiding the age. Seeing the island in its current condition ignites such anger and grief. I am immediately reminded of the betrayal of my sons, as well as the cruelty and greed with which they plundered my ages. I know I am partly responsible for these acts. I constantly wonder if there was something I could have done to reach out to the boys before... Enough. Nothing can change the tragedies of the past. Like my Dunny kinsmen, I must salvage what is best and move on. Perhaps in the process, I will find forgiveness and hope. 931017. Once again, I am back on Myst Island, having completed a lengthy sojourn through several of my ages. The trip itself was not as inspiring as I'd hoped. The Selenitic age was especially disturbing. But has it not always been so? The very first time I linked to the age, its uninhabited landscape was shaking with tremors. At the time, I felt it was because the energy in the age was unfocused, as if it were at war with itself. Stability finally came, but even after it did, I never truly felt comfortable there. I missed the more natural balance of ages like Channelwood. Perhaps that is the lesson to take home with me. The Dunny, too, have faced much turmoil in their history. Their lives have been unsettled enough. Perhaps I should be striving to offset the energy that already exists within our civilization by providing it with a more stabilized environment in which to grow. An environment in which the natural equilibrium of the world serves as a counterpoint to the upheavals of civilization. The more I consider it, the more I wonder if I should make nature the foundation of this new age. Worlds like Channelwood attain equilibrium quite easily, primarily because of one reason. Nature encourages mutual dependence. As one life withers and dies, it provides nourishment so that another might live. Plants become food for other animals, and the waste products animals cannot absorb become nutrients to sustain the other plants. So long as nothing intrudes to upset this balance, nature can maintain itself indefinitely. An interesting metaphor to set as an example for my people. I think I will confer with Catherine on this subject. Her ages always exhibit symbiosis more dramatically than mine. Perhaps she should help me write this new age. 93-10-24. I am so tired I can barely think right now, but I will force myself to stay focused, for I have not written anything in days. The moment I linked back to Dunny, I was besieged with requests for my assistance. Master Taman wanted to consult over which stonecutters were worth salvaging, and did I think the rock in this new age would be difficult to sound? Oma and Essel needed my opinion about a new history that they had uncovered. Should they hold off on starting its translation, or would paper supplies be scarce in the new age? There were so many questions needing answers, I barely had time to see Catherine. She, of course, laughed at my dilemma, saying that I had no one to blame but myself. After all, I was the one who encouraged the Dunny to start over. Naturally, they would look to me to keep them moving in the right direction unless some other force stepped in to change that view. Her words made me realize a fundamental principle I had thus far been ignoring. All this time, I have been debating whether to make energy or nature the underlying framework for this age, but there is another equation to consider. An age based solely on the future motion of energy will face constant upheavals, most likely at the cost of tranquility. And an age based solely on the mutual dependence of nature can become so balanced over time it may cease to tolerate change. Yet to continue to grow as a people, Dunny civilization needs both, occasional upheavals followed by periods of balanced stability. I have seen such situations occur naturally on several of my ages. Each time it was because I centered the writing around some dynamic force that I had decided to make prevalent in the age. Such forces allow the balance between forward motion and mutual dependence to fluctuate. As one concept takes precedence, the other recedes until another force surfaces to change things. As Catherine's insightful comment reminded me, dynamic forces spur change. I am too tired to think more on this tonight. Hopefully in the morning my thoughts will coalesce. 93-10-25. Catherine surprised me today. Apparently, while I was off visiting my ages, she linked to Myst by herself. She did not say so, but I could tell that her visit had been painful. More than ever now, I am convinced we must find a place to begin again ourselves. Perhaps when I have written this new age for the Dunny, I will put some thought into where Catherine and I might live. 93-10-28. I cannot believe I did not see it before. All this time I have been struggling to describe the perfect age for the Dunny. I have considered and then rejected several underlying concepts which I felt might best set the course for their future, as if I alone should determine how Dunny civilization will grow. In my own way, I have become as egotistical as my father. In truth, I owe this realization to Catherine. Sensing my indecision about the new age, she led me on a walk around Dunny. Salvaging efforts were well underway, with teams of people scouring the ruined harbor district. As I watched my Dunny kinsmen deciding which parts of their culture to retain, I realized they do not need me to determine their future. They are quite capable of setting its course by themselves, regardless of what age I write. This realization has opened my eyes to the best way of approaching my task. I no longer need to worry about which underlying concept, energy, nature, or dynamic forces I should make prevalent in the age. Rather, I must strive to include them all. I must write a balance of systems into the descriptive book, enough so that the Dunny people will constantly be challenged to attain their ultimate potential. As Grandmother often pointed out to me when we spoke about ages back on Myst, balanced systems stimulate civilizations. At last, I feel I am ready to begin writing this age. Indeed, I am eager to begin and have already come up with the perfect name. I know grandmother would have loved it. Of course, Catherine could tell the moment I turned to her that I had finally found my starting point. I babbled on excitedly for some time before I noticed the smile she was hiding. When I saw it enough to grow suspicious, she handed me one of my oldest age books. She must have picked it up when she linked back to Myst. Seeing the name Jananin emblazoned on the book cover, I could only shake my head. The one age I never got around to revisiting was the one that might have helped me the most. How foolish was I to have completely forgotten it? I think after I have finished this work, I should take one final trip, if only to help restore an old fool's memories.
I think Atrus's creative process is very similar to my own. A
Yeah.
lot of perseverating over like making it right.
Well, we've got a hell of an island here to explore.
Yeah, and we've got a thug to click on as soon as we can get in that building. Here's a gizmo. Any different? Okay.
Now I can see
We can
another
see
gizmo.
another one. We got to line them all up.
I think they're three-sided. Yeah.
That must be where the lens is. So I presume that we're going to have like a laser or something that we connect.
Mm-hmm. The Prime Myst experience.
Did it do anything? I don't know. Oh, we're starting to see something. Aha.
Well, there's our laser. Oh, that one's broken.
That's going to be a problem. Okay, now it's pointing to the right and towards that one.
Now it's pointing over there to the green one. The issue that I always come across with these games is it's hard to be spatially aware of where you're going when you're effectively dealing with nodes in a slideshow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know we want to get over in that direction somewhere, but it's not immediately apparent how we get there.
I have generally preferred like the real Myst incarnations, and for this reason.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably not the purest like way to play these games, though.
I would argue that the real Myst or even the 2021 Myst implementations are the purest form, because that's what they were trying to do when they created these games. I think that was the original vision, was having a big, lush, surreal world for you to explore and experience. So technology has only allowed them to get closer and closer to that initial goal.
What do these levers do?
Stuff. Oh.
Why'd you break it, Rick?
Looks like I can only pull them one way.
like, there's a ladder on the right, so we can probably get down in here.
Yeah, this is where we just were on the other side.
Okay, now if we can just straighten out the ladder, we can probably get down there.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that looks perfect.
I feel so fulfilled.
Yeah, it's like, what if Star Trek had good puzzles?
Now, David. We've finished Star Trek 25th anniversary. It can't hurt us.
Is this an elevator shaft? There's a big hole. That doesn't look safe. Are we gonna want to plug the hole with our? It was we already pulled, like, had it over by the door before and it didn't, like, go in. But is that because the door was closed? Is
Yes.
it open now?
The door was closed, so now let's go back again. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do.
There you go. You're gonna make us work for it. As we were saying, this game sucks.
Okay, so now do I want to lower that? Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's like, you got a clear path there. Give us a treat. Beautiful.
Crunch.
We are going to need to probably align the ladder.
You're such a killjoy.
Listen, I just don't want your euphoria to be ruined.
Look at that.
Very good.
Another puzzle.
What is this doing here? Are we going to need to, like, come back when we know, like, where we want our dots to be aligned on the clock?
Of course we are. Let's see if I can brute force it.
How many combinations could there be?
Okay, we'll come back later. So we have this circle puzzle here. Circles and marbles.
In the previous games, like, the puzzles seem largely designed to act as overcomplicated security measures to keep out only all but the most meddling of busybodies.
Mm-hmm. So we have to get over there somehow.
Mm-hmm. But is there a path?
Well, here's the broken one. Oh.
Stairs.
There's the stairs.
But it's going down, and it's all the way up there.
Well, we have access to his basement.
Okay. I don't know what that did. It, like, made a door. Closed the door, something like that.
God, it's broke. Alright, well, there's another door.
What do we got here? Ooh.
Oh.
It's got sphincters.
It's got a bunny.
It's a very fleshy bunny.
Yeah.
What have we accomplished here? We're feeding this thing. What are you doing to my house?
Well, I feel fulfilled.
Aha.
Oh. Eggplants.
I don't think so, Rick.
Not this time. Oh,
But
it's a turret.
with a swan?
Looks like a directional microphone.
I can only imagine this being useful if, like, we could get, like, a passcode or something, or eavesdrop on the thug. It might be something weird where we have to, like, get this critter to navigate a space, and we use this to kind of, like, figure out the route it takes. That's assuming we have to deal like a maze or something.
Or it's a music puzzle.
I mean, yeah, Myst has a history of doing those, and I don't like them.
What a strange device.
What was Atrus thinking?
Well, that door is useless.
Did we see what, like, the name of this place is?
Isn't this really Sean?
I was wondering because, like, I figured that the book that the guy stole was.
Oh, good point. I'm not sure what the name of this place is.
I mean, I would have guessed this is maybe like Atrus's first world, maybe.
Whatever it is, it's some kind of a prison age.
You think so?
Yeah, because it seems like the guy who came in, I'm thinking he was kept prisoner here. I mean, judging by the name of the game, Myst III, Exile. And he finally found his way using his resources here to link back to wherever Atrus was and make his escape. Presumably he's now going for revenge. Of some kind. I don't know why he would go for revenge.
It's fun.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get some exposition at some point.
Well, at least this now is pointing at another doodad. But are we even sure it's the right one?
Who the hell knows?
This is the purple one. So it's aimed at the red one, and that was the one that we were trying to reach in the first place? Maybe?
I truthfully don't know what we are trying to accomplish here.
Well, I said a thing about lasers, and we got light, and for all we know, we're deluded.
I'm just trying to turn everything to be facing one another. Now we're back here.
So we've made a circuit.
Did we accomplish a goddamn thing?
Probably not.
Doesn't look like it.
We probably actually messed up our doohickeys.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oof.
Ow!
Oh no, you can approach them from all three sides?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I screwed up the doohickeys. Alright, so yellow's pointing at blue. Blue's pointing at green. We haven't gone to the green one yet.
But where is the green one? This might be the long way.
This is the long way. I'm just kind of retreading some ground to see if there's any other paths that we might have missed.
Get it, Myst?
No.
You're not gonna let me have that one?
Nope. Too easy. You need to be Riven for more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these buttons just don't do anything anymore. That's cute. Oh, now see, we didn't look in here.
What is this thing?
It's a button.
Boo. Okay. Now we can go in there, wherever that goes. What do you think Atrus is doing right now?
Probably putting out the fire.
It's like, well, my pal Rick, he knows what he's doing. He's got David with him, which, you know, I'm worried about, but I figure he can handle him.
I can trust these guys to go on adventure game forums and defend me. Oh boy, another book. Ooh. I have done it. I have used his swirling linking book to follow him. I touched my palm to its glowing panel and felt the tingling begin. There was a sudden, sickening lurch inside my stomach. Then I fell into the page. This has happened before. I know it. It happened the first time I came to this place, when I followed his murdering sons from Narayan. It happened when I used his hidden books, and it happened when I finally opened the machine, right before the fog first ate my mind. The fog didn't find me this time. When I opened my eyes, I was alone in a room. I was standing in the home of my betrayers. I couldn't move. I was afraid. I thought they'd know that I had come and would be waiting for me, just like they had waited inside this very tusk. I was afraid they would tie me up again, that the poison snakes would strike. But the silence was unbroken. The whole house was still, and without really knowing what I did, I started to search. Every room, every floor, every cabinet. I found his journals, Atrus' never-ending journals. God, I relate. I found the book that brought me back to this world, the lesson world he calls Jananin. Oh, Tamra, my love, how long have I been trapped here? How much of my life has been eaten by the fog? The face I see in the lagoon isn't one I remember ever wearing. It's so much older, so much more savage, but it is me. It is Saavedro, and I remember what they did, how they led my people to death. I have returned several times now to Tamana. I am searching for some sign of his sons. I was certain they would run back to their father, but so much time has passed, so many years in which to forget about my people. Is that what happened, Atrus? Safe in your beautiful new home, enjoying life with your dear wife and family? Did you become so busy envisioning new worlds that you forgot the ones you'd already created? I must be very careful. I must not let them know that I am free. I will read what journals I can find to figure out where his two sons are hiding, and when I've found the sons again, when I've got the whole family together, I'll bring them down. Atrus and his family will suffer, the way I have suffered for years. Cirrus and Achenar are not in Tomana. Every day I become more and more convinced Atrus' sons are not there. What happened, Atrus? Did you grow tired of them the way you tired of Narayan? Did you abandon them the way you abandoned my people behind your shield? It does not matter. I can still take revenge against their father. Now that I'm no longer stuck on Jananin, I can avenge all the dead in my world. I have already reopened his other books. I have begun making changes in those worlds, using his own lessons against him. There is still much more work to be done, but eventually I will lure him into this tusk. I will find some way to make him follow me here from Tomana. For now, I will concentrate on the Orbiter. It is not a natural part of its world. The material that creates it is like nothing I've ever seen. It reminds me just a little of the shield, and if it is the same materials, it can't be damaged. But perhaps I can damage the other devices. No, it cannot be true. Surely his journals deceive me. He says he's brought them back. He says he's given his Dunny brethren new life. But how? How can one man have so much power? How can one man's writings reawaken a dead world? I don't know what this means. By all that is sacred, Tamra, what can it mean? It doesn't change a thing. I can still continue as I planned. I can seek revenge for my people. I will make my enemies suffer. By the weaving, Tamra, this changes everything. I have found a way to reprogram his scanning device. It requires scavenging parts from another mechanism in the tusk, but I think the gears I leave can still be operated by hand. That might be worth noting.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an input we're going to need to have.
Bottom, middle, middle. It is finished. All is ready for Atrus' arrival. Tonight I will sleep among the ghosts. Then tomorrow I will link into Tamana. When I link out, I'll be carrying his book. May the spirits of my people serve to guide me in this.
So this is Jananin after all, and his whole ploy here was basically to steal his current project to lure him into this prison world.
Mm-hmm.
But he got us instead.
What a loser.
And it does sound like that Cirrus and Achenar were really responsible for this guy's ire. But, you know, they're gone, and I don't even know if it's possible to even, like, find them again. I'm not even entirely sure if you destroy a linking world, are the contents of that world destroyed or just severed means to reach them?
I believe the means to reach them is severed.
Oh, okay. What does that connect to? Would that fly out briefly, but it just got trapped right in again anyway.
Interesting.
But does it do anything?
Of course not. This is the other part of Myst, fiddling with stuff.
So is like one of these white crystals weigh as much as 4 of the brown orbs? Is that what I was inferring from this scale?
It sure seems to be, yes.
I think that's important to note. I do want to give props to, Atrus and his family and any of these people stranded in an age. If I was stranded in one of these places, I'd be lucky if I, could make a Minecraft dirt house.
Yeah, no kidding. This seems unsafe. Well, let's let them know we're here.
Well, did it leave behind anything?
Ah.
So on bottom, middle. I think that the springs were like outward on this gear in the illustration. There's one of them is not. One of them's inward. But does it matter which one?
I don't think so. They all look identical. I don't see any markers differentiating them.
Mm-hmm. Well, it can either be connected or disconnected.
I thought I saw another... Yeah, this.
That third illustration there. It looks like it's on the big gear as opposed to the little gear is what I'm kind of interpolating from that. So this should be correct. So if we have it like this, does that mean that we can, climb out, call the elevator, and it'll take us to the secret lab where there's going to be a birthday cake, pizza party?
That's what I'm thinking. Seems like there should be something else that I can manipulate here, though, no?
Well, the illustration only shows, like, big gear and little gear, and it's like the little dotted line towards the big kind of gear wheel. So it's like that's what I think it means. Like we need to have the it interacting with the big gear joints.
But I also see 7 recesses here.
Yeah, that's what I'm like meaning by like the big gear. Like you see in the bottom, it has like the little recesses
right here.
And unless we can like place it in a particular slot, which I don't think we can. I just think this is probably correct.
That's what I was trying to do, is place it in a particular. Well. Oh. So like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that the secret code?
Remember to stand back or get walloped by these protrusions.
Why?
Why does it twirl like that? It's very unsafe. And close the door. I don't even know if this is the normal elevator ride or not.
Uh-oh.
Ah, nuts. He got away. Check it out.
My sons, I promise to teach you the secrets of my ages. This world is the first step on your journey. Search the island, and you'll find 3 linking books. Each connects to an age in which you must fulfill.
Hello, Atrus. Been a long time. Sorry I'm not there to greet you in person, but I just didn't think it would be wise, considering how long I've been stuck here. Trapped in these lesson ages by 2 very greedy little boys. Your sons, Atrus, Cirrus, and Achenar. Of course, they're not so little anymore, not so innocent. I thought a lot about innocence these last few years and what happens when it gets lost. Worried about relation? I have it. Worried about friends, relatives, people you can't get back. I know just how you feel. But if you want to do something about it, you're gonna have to open this device. And there's just one problem. I've changed the 3 symbols that do that. So if you want to reclaim relation, you're gonna have to take your own class. Find the 3 symbols, Atrus. And don't keep me waiting forever.
He
Probably
seems
could have
nice.
just stabbed. Could he just like stabbed us? I feel like that would have been like a lot easier.
I get the feeling that, like any supervillain, he's trying to prove a point that he's smarter than Atrus.
But like, if he has to, like, demonstrate that he's smarter, and then he's kept waiting forever, seems like a bad time. This has the 4 little orbs like we've seen on the elevator down below. I don't know if that's significant at all.
It does, and I'm betting that we need to line up the symbol and then input the dots. Maybe?
And we just have these 2 controls, right? We have a focus, and we can kind of like affect the zoom. But like, if this was like pointing at a symbol, okay, now you can move
it. Okay.
So is there like a bird-looking thing somewhere? So this is like a Z and X axis we can kind of like affect. There we go. Probably not going to be this exact, but
yeah,
you want to do a job well done.
I was just curious if something would click into place, but
no, I think this is just giving us the key. So let's see, outermost is kind of at 11, it looks like.
We're gonna take a snip. I'm assuming this will be the same. Yeah. The same conceit here.
Maybe each of these basically just give us the code to access one of the linking books.
Okay. Take another snip.
What even is this? It's like an oyster shrimp.
It's
like it's a little guppy with a huge hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have 3 symbols now. The question is, did we find the secret lab?
Maybe it's something like where we couldn't use the elevator properly unless we did all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna try changing one of the settings and seeing what happens if it takes us someplace different. We probably should get into the habit of doing the mechanism as it is, and then playing with the controls.
But if we could solve a puzzle, it would just feel so nice, you know?
I'm just so antsy to solve puzzles.
Atrus is just really into escape rooms, and he had to get his sons to just do a kooky multi-step trial.
Mm-hmm. Let's change that one. That one's easy. Thank God that they let you skip all these little cutscenes. Alright. So what happens when we know it's wrong?
You're gonna feel real bad if it takes us the exact same place. Okay, up. Okay, we are going up.
Ah, okay. So we did have it right.
Yeah, we solved it. We just have to...
Oops. Too far.
Atrus basically just locked his elevator so that people couldn't get up there. But apparently he, pounded through this sheet metal until he got to the guts.
Yeah, I guess that is what's going on here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He busted it open and then just kind of brute forced it until he got the solution. I can respect that.
And that's how you solve a Myst game.
Yes. I have nothing but respect for Saavedro.
Is Saavedro one of the Dunny?
That's a good question.
And is that Catherine or not? I'm not entirely sure.
I would be willing to bet that that is Tamra.
Okay.
Because it doesn't look like Catherine, and it seems like the kind of thing that he would draw on his wall to remind him of his motivation for why he wants to kill Atrus.
And how he's a little face blind.
Yes, that too. Let's see, what is... This path will take us back out eventually, won't it?
Both of them will.
Yeah.
This is where we got the little flesh rabbit.
Yeah, our little buddy. There we go.
There was a ladder going all the way up. And this is across from you here is where one of the doors was that I think anyway, that was pointed to.
Yeah, we've got two different things there. Well, there's our green one. So now it's pointed to the red one. I keep on hearing a radio sound. And it's making me wonder if it's going to play into the directional microphone puzzle at all.
Maybe. And right now I'm just hearing Donkey Kong Country, the mines.
Okay, so now we're pointing
That's
to
pointing
the
to yellow.
That's pointed at purple. Which is pointed at red.
And the game's like, congratulations, you've made a circuit. The real question is, where do we even want to be taking the light? Ah, that looks important.
Yeah, it's shining onto some device over here.
The big tusk.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's around the big stairs over there.
Ah,
How do we get over there?
we're here.
Is it the wrong lights? Do we need to know what the combination is? Like, or do we need to, like, basically put it through, like, what combination we had to feed it through to get here, or...
That's
I don't know.
what I'm wondering. Do we need to know the order in which we fed it through?
But does that make sense if, like, you know, one of them's broken, so, like, would it matter if that's supposed to be the intended route the lights are supposed to take?
I don't know.
Do you think I'm good at puzzle games, David? So, looks like green is last.
Possibly.
Or maybe I'm just like, just because this is the dominant color, we're like looking directly into the strobe light.
Well, let's see here. There's where the light begins.
Right.
We start at yellow.
Yeah.
We go yellow to blue. We go blue to green. Green to yellow. Is that?
And then presumably purple.
Are you writing this down?
Yeah, I got yellow, blue, green, yellow, purple. Well, do we have two yellows? Is that a question?
Yeah. And then red. I'm glad one of us is professional enough to write this down. The last one is red. Okay, so what have we got?
Yellow, blue, green, yellow, purple, red. And unless like we're doing the extra yellow is not supposed to be part of the combination.
Well, let's try it without.
Yellow, blue, green, purple, red. That doesn't seem to work.
How about with the other yellow?
If we skip, well, the first light we had was yellow, so I'm pretty confident about that. But if we skip it, it's blue, green, yellow, purple, red.
We suck.
Now we know that like our host has changed the puzzles from what they originally were.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, like, the broken one, like, are we supposed to kind of infer where that might have been, or are any of the other like spots look like they've been broken or like erected differently? Like, I figure that if he's capable of changing the combination, that he wouldn't have like left it the same, because Atrus might have remembered what the original combination was. So that might be irrelevant.
Yellow, blue, green. How do I get back over to green?
There's just like a slot in this whole combination that just gets to become a pain in the ass. And this is the second yellow. This is green. And that's pointing at a red?
Yes.
So maybe we're just missing an extra red?
And then red to yellow. Okay, so add that red in.
Yeah, so yellow, blue, green, red, yellow, purple, red. If we're lucky, Casey or somebody's watching right now and going, why did you guys forget about the red? There's an extra red right there. You walked right by it. You said it out loud.
Casey is way too nice for that.
Yellow, blue, green. Red, yellow, purple. Red.
Hey!
Aha! Yeah, wow! We did it! Adventure games!
Oh.
What do we got?
More concentric circles.
Well, we have combinations now, so the question is, which one is this?
This is the
shrimp with the hat?
Yes.
The little fish with the hat?
Shrimp with the hat. And the shrimp with the hat. Get my notes together here. This one looked is kind of like that, and kind of like that. Maybe a little like that. Hard to tell. This one's the last one, like that.
No. What I had, like, going from Outer Rim inward was like 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. That was what I had for my notes. And then 3 and then 6.
There we go.
Okay. We did it. We get to go to level 2.
That's the Voltaic Age.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna dunk us right in the ocean. Oh no, never mind. They've got oceans and rocks too.
So what about the other one?
Well, we did the orb puzzle, and that led us into a little alcove where we can also input one of our combinations, and I have no idea where the last combination is.
Where was that orb puzzle? I don't think it was over here, was it?
It was like just a ladder, like hanging out near one of these beaches, but it's like all beach, so it's not very helpful.
It's over here. But which one is this?
I think this is like the square in a circle.
Oh, I guess it would be on... Okay, this is the circular.
Yeah. And the one we'd have left would be the bird.
Okay, well, let's put this one here. And this one here. And that one right about there. And let's put that one there.
Very good. We got another book.
Amateria.
So the question is, Rick, can we figure out the last one? Can we get a 3 for 3?
Of course we can. Or my name isn't Rick Q Puzzles.
Well, we haven't been saving very often, Rick. Feel like that's going to hurt your branding a little bit.
Maybe I'm just expecting too much from this game. After playing Star Trek, I just want to not save for a bit.
You don't want to live in fear right now.
Exactly.
So we know that, like, the tusks are where they're located physically. So if we can kind of, like, identify where the third tusk is that we have not accessed, we can kind of get the general idea where we need to be.
Which is over
it's
there.
It's probably going to involve the sound puzzle.
Ooh, yes. I think you're right.
That's like the one like lead we haven't really done anything significant with. We've gotten a little chirpy little flesh rabbit, and it's having a little munch.
Yeah, that's the door for the last one.
So like, do these plants here, do they like extrude and like form a bridge? Is that what we're doing? If we like, you know, like affect it with sound, maybe they'll like want to extend and let us touch their fleshy like bits. It's like directly above this. Beautiful. Let's walk on those flesh orbs, Rick.
We just had to give the plants a hard on. That's all. Wow, look at us go.
That was much less complicated than I thought it was going to be.
Well, let's see here. Bird is going to go a little like this. And then it's going to go a little like this. And then we'll do one of those. And take this last one. No, we'll do that one there. And we'll take this last one down to there. Oh man, and this is Adana. All right, well, we've unlocked 3 linking books, red, blue, and green. Next week, we will choose our Pokemon starter.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Bob on Battlefield.
So this is kind of interesting. We have 3 different directions that we can go from this hub world. I would assume that once we complete all 3 ages, that we'll unlock an age that we can chase Saavedro to.
Yeah, like Ganon's Tower, something.
Yeah, once we've collected the spiritual stones, we'll be able to unlock the Temple of Time. And then we'll become adult us, and we'll have 7 more linking puzzles to solve.
Oh, I don't know if I'm ready to be adult me. I want to stay as a kid a little bit longer.
I will say this is taking me back, because I first played these games when I was a teenager and really sat down and immersed myself in them and figured them out as far as Myst and Riven. So it's kind of nice to be back. It's good to see a new to us Myst game, especially after Abduction, which was a lot of fun. It's good to be back in the first person head scratching puzzle seat.
I like being able to suggest a bullshit answer to it, and it being kind of in the ballpark of what we need to do. I like that the puzzles here make mechanical sense, and there's less pixel hunting here.
Yes, I like that the interface makes sense.
Listen, we're still reeling with our trauma. Give us a break.
Oh, the real kicker is going to be whenever I go crazy and decide to edit in nothing happens every time we click on something that doesn't work. Oh, well, anyhow, let me end today's session by saving my game. And you should save as well. Beautiful. You should save early, and you should save often, and you should come back, because Myst 3 so far, pretty good.
Yeah. I like that, like we went to an island. It's a nice vacation. We got to, visit like our extended family, Atrus, Catherine, and their newborn. And, we're going to go find, our celebrity pal, and we're going to click on him until he dies.
It's such a relatable experience, going on vacation to see some people that you haven't seen in so long, and then getting sucked into a linking book and put into a personal prison designed for your friend. We've all been there.
Yeah, but until we come back, enjoy yourselves, have a nice day, solve a puzzle, for our sake, like, comment, subscribe, believe in us, etc.
Smash that button that does, I don't know, I'm bad at this. Just save your games, everybody, and take care of yourselves.
See ya.